Hello, this is David Hilster. I'm a critical thinker, dissident scientist, and if you're not buying exactly what mainstream physics and cosmology are selling, then this is the place for you. There are literally thousands and thousands of scientists around the world who have been working for decades outside the mainstream, who have identified problems, fixed those problems, and who are proposing new theories and models. You will not find anything like this on YouTube, so you want to make sure that you go below and click the subscribe button, the little bell next to it, and you will be alerted to our next video. And we are talking today about something I heard on National Public Radio about from a conflict specialist, somebody who works with big corporations where conflicts cause impasse. And this person said there's one and only one thing that resolves this, and you're not going to believe it. And you're not going to believe what doesn't resolve it either. And I immediately saw that this could be an answer and something we can use for mainstream and dissidents, between mainstream and dissident scientists, and also between dissidents and dissidents themselves. So let's take a look at what things don't help resolve conflict. Things that don't work in resolving disagreements. Arguing your side. So we get up all the time and give our papers at our conference arguing our side. We argue against the other side. And you're thinking, wait a minute, these are going to resolve conflicts because somebody's going to win. Well, listening to the other side. So I'm listening to all these things actually do cause you to dig your heels in more because we're tribal-like, and even if we don't believe everything, we start to say, hey, I'm an ether guy. These particle model guys, they think they have a model. I'm going to show them they're wrong because we got more than they do on our side, or vice versa, whatever. And then, of course, we can have someone moderate the conflict. It still doesn't help. We can at the end go put down the gavel and said, side A wins. Now, do we resolve the conflict? Do the groups now, mainstream and dissidents, now do they all agree on everything? Or do the dissidents amongst themselves with their different models agree on everything? No. So let's just take a look at these things that you can't do and see how good we're doing even at the things that don't change anything. Well, the mainstream doesn't do too well. Arguing your side, yes, it does that a lot. Arguing against the other side, it does almost none of that. It will not even look at, I get so many emails about Einstein being wrong. I'm not going to look at him. It's so ridiculous. He's right. We know he's right. Listening to the other side, we know that doesn't happen. If you don't believe it, go right up here. I have a video right there. You can click on that talks about an article that was written about our founder, John Chappelle, and his biggest conclusion. They don't listen to us at all. Having someone moderate the conflict, they wouldn't even debate us. Hey, Neil deGrasse Tyson, I will sit and debate any topic you want having to do with physics, cosmology, anytime, anywhere, any place. I will be happy to do that. How about the Dissident Scorecard? Well, we do better. We do argue our side, of course, just like the mainstream. We're arguing against the other side. Yes, we do, because we have a lot of different models, and so we do duke it out. That's part of, the fittest model survives, listening to the other side, and we do, because we often get good ideas, and we also get good criticism that says, hey, our models are weak in this part, and we will have to make them better. Having someone moderate the conflict, yeah, we do. Every time we have talks and stuff, and there are discussions, there's somebody there who will separate anybody who's getting very rambunctious or very into it, which we all do. I have. And so what is the solution? And I'm going to tell you the solution right now. What is it? Stating your objectives. That's it. Arguing your sides and all that stuff. You state your objectives. You rank those, modify them, remove them, create new objectives. So you go back to what you're trying to do. So if you're in the room, this guy's in a room with mainstream and dissident, says, what are you guys all trying to do? Oh, we're all trying to learn about the universe. Oh, that's good. But there's a difference between the dissidents and the mainstream, and that's what I'm going to tell you. That's why I have this whole talk. Reevaluate your arguments for solutions according to those objectives. This is what the guy says. This is what you need to do. So, how does mainstream do? Well, not too good, because their objective is too vague. They always get back to learn about how the universe works. Because if you start looking at, well, why did it take them so long to pretend to find the up quark, or I think it was the up quark, the sixth quark that they couldn't find because of whatever. 900 of them literally wrote their name on a paper and said, this is the way we're going to find it. 6 months later, lo and behold, they found it. And why are they doing it? Because of symmetry, I guess. Why do they have to have symmetry? I don't know. So maybe that's not a good objective. Symmetry? Why do we have to have symmetry? Who says? Missing practical objectives. That's very dangerous. That means we don't care. Practical objectives are normally invented to justify theoretical work. What do? They do all their theoretical work. What are we doing? 60 Minutes asked them why they were building the giant Hadron Collider for the Higgs boson. And you know what they said? Well, we invented the internet. No, they didn't. DARPA invented the internet and the DARPANet. Why? Because the physicists wanted to transfer lots of data. They didn't do it. Somebody needed something. They did. They didn't invent it. So that's what they say. Pretty weak. It's not our job to make anything practical. That's up to the engineers. That's what they love to say. Bad. So if this guy's going into this conflict, he says, that's not really a good reason. Is that what you're saying? Just do anything you want. Basically, you're going to be in the same company. I'm going to do anything I want, and now I have to somehow justify it. No, I don't have to. I don't have to justify. Our research department is going to just do stuff, and if anything comes out good, maybe we can make some money off of it. Theoretical physics and cosmology base their work on unquestionable truths. So what happens is they do not go back and look at their objectives and say, we're looking for truth as one of them, and maybe this is truth that we thought is a truth isn't a truth. So how do we eat dissidents do? Well, we triumph, and I'll tell you actually why we triumph even and more, because I like to give a big conclusion here, and that's we question those unquestionable truths. That's why we say, well, relativity, speed of light, there's nothing faster. In our model, we got G2 particles. It's way down there. It's way down at a lower level. And it goes at c squared. But we don't worry about that. We question unquestionable truths. There's a Big Bang. No. Plate tectonics. The Earth was the same radius all the time. Well, dinosaurs tell us differently. We reevaluate our objectives. We say, is this this is a good objective? I need to give physicality to light. Is that a good objective? Yeah. And we have different objectives for mainstream because we're looking at things different. We create new solutions on new objectives and better truths. So our truths keep getting better and better because we keep fighting it out. And things that like energy is a great concept, but it's not something real in the universe. We're getting more and more of us are trying to agree that if you say something like that in mainstream, maybe they don't. But if you were to ask me, David D. Hilster, what he says is different between mainstream and dissidents, the biggest difference in our objectives, the objectives, I think, in mainstream are just, learn about the universe, good luck to everybody. Whereas the dissidents, we want, many of us want a real physical model for stuff. We're tired of not knowing what the heck this universe is made of. So my dad and I are writing our book on our model. We can do everything using Newton's gravity, everything. Other people are using ether. For instance, there's bunches of ether ones. You have Jeff Yee, you have Glenn Borkert, you have a lot of ethers in our group. We have lattice people like Bruce Nappy from MIT. He likes that kind of model. So, but we're looking to get practical things out of this. Why even do science if it doesn't help mankind? Well, anyways, I hope that's given you a lot of thought. So remember what I always say, don't take my word or anybody else's on faith. Stay critical, stay thinking. I'm David D. Hilster. I'm your science therapist. Ciao for now.